Mitch,
All right. All right.
thank you for jumping on with us, man. We appreciate the time. We were kind of poking Rob's brain about your relationship when you guys came to come to be on the same team and stuff. How did you guys know each other when you faced each other, and then kind of how did you guys come together when you were on the same team?
Yeah, I think I think our personalities just match. To tell you the truth, I used to kill Rob all the time when he tried to guard me. They always try to put Rob over with the length. You know what I mean? Rob bothered me a little bit because he was lean. He was long. You know what I mean? So I had to make sure that my guys set a pick on it. You know what I mean? So I can get a little free. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think when we got to LA, man, we just kind of hit it off, man. And it was actually me, him, and Fish that started kind of hanging out. But I think me and Rob kind of got a bond because I remember we used to be on the road a lot. And, I kind of used to like to go on my own a little bit, kind of sneak away a little bit, man, go have me a little drink, kind of a little quietly. And I can remember the first time, Rob was like, yeah, man, everybody like, yeah, man, I'm going to get me some sleep. I'm going to go to bed, get ready for tomorrow. And then I snuck out a little bit so I can go out, just kind of relax a little bit. And all of a sudden, I look in the back, Rod on the other side. Rob done beat me to the spot. And then it happened another time. I say, hey, man, we just might as well just go ahead on and start meeting up, man. we going to the same spot. That way, and that's how that bond started.
It's so funny that when you meet good people and you just know people who are just down to earth, because when you played against Mitch, he was just that rock, like his nickname. He just went hard at you. And we always, talk shit to each other about, I was the only one that could guard you. Because one game in Houston, Mitch fouled out everybody on our team, and they looked over like, put Rob on it. I think that was like a double overtime game or something. Yeah. And after that, we kind of formed a bond. And when he came to LA, we had a closer bond, and we used to go out and have a couple of cocktails and relax and just talk about life, talk about our families, and and get to the thing about that is the NBA bond is something special, man. And Mitch is a special type of individual. So thanks for coming on, Mitch.
No problem. And we had a mutual friend in Ron, who we still talk to today, Ron Finley.
Gangsta Gardner.
Gangsta Gardner.
Gangsta Gardner.
Gangsta Gardner. So we had a mutual friend, and he used to actually do all of our clothes. So, so if you saw any crazy outfits, that was from, Ron, not mine.
Hey, Mitch, I want to ask you, I got a two-part question. You see the way the league is played today, a lot of running gun and up the floor, fast pace. Hardaway and Chris Mullin out there in Golden State will run TMC. What is it like to see and know that you all were really a part of, between you all and Showtime being a part of that running gun style that's really birthed today? How does it feel to know that you played a big part in that?
No, it feels great. I mean, we look back and look at those numbers, man. That's 30 years ago, man. Jesus. It's so long ago, man, and it happened so fast. I always try to tell the kids, enjoy the time that you are in there, because things do happen at a rapid pace. But yeah, no, it's good to be compared to how the guys are playing today. And not necessarily we play like these guys, because they shot. One guy can shoot 18 threes in one game. We never had that opportunity like that. But the style that we played was pretty much the same. A lot of motion game, a lot of body movement, and then a lot of sharing the ball.
Yeah. And also like a cultural icon. Obviously, y'all run TMC, compared to run DMC. What's it like being a cultural icon to a lot of people? When people may not know you by name, but they say, he was part of Run Team. Oh, I know who y'all are now. And then you compare the cultural aspect.
Yeah, it's a great nickname, to tell you the truth. I mean, we had a lot of names that was going around, but that one really kind of stuck to us. And no, it's great to go back and at least go back in time, man, and really know that people remember the Run TMC days.
Yeah. I wanted to ask both of you guys, Rob and Mitch. I saved this for both of you because we're going to talk about it earlier, but I put it on the shelf. Kobe Bryant goes into the Hall of Fame this weekend. Right. Saturday, we get to see Kobe go in. So obviously, you guys getting to play on that team, win a championship with Kobe, both knowing him, I think, pretty well. Share some of your Kobe memories, man, your Kobe stories before he goes in this Saturday.
Well, I mean, you know, Rob knows. We all always know that this guy was one of the hardworkingest players in the game. At that particular time, Kobe didn't like to joke around. He was all about basketball. He stayed in the gym. He worked on his craft. He was the type of guy when he played against a guy and a guy did a move on him, he will be in the gym the next day trying to master that move. So he and the one thing I liked about him that he played both ends of the court. He was just a joy, no doubt about it to play with, and just to see him and Shaq really kind of bond and get those championships, and gave me an opportunity before I left to get me one. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, seeing him when he was a rookie and getting traded to the Lakers, and then everybody's, oh, look at this rookie Kobe Bryant. And I'm like, he's just, high school guy. He ain't ready. And then you go up and practice, she's like, oh, he ready. And for me to see him go from 8 to 24, and it's weird because, the 8 to me was a young, harsh, brash Kobe who only cared about basketball. And, that was fine with me because it helped you win. That's what you do. And then the 24 turns into, the father, the good teammate, and all this kind of thing. They became a more compassionate Kobe Bryant. So to be a part of both, and, because it was covering the Lakers and got a chance to talk to him after the games and that side of things. So you could see that, it was a guy who came full circle. Because you think about it, every NBA guy, when he comes, he wants to make his mark, leave his mark. Yes. And that's what he was doing. He was all about basketball. And then he realized, I got my championships. I can still leave my mark and still be compassionate for my teammates and others. So it was a great joy for me to be around him. Just like, pretty much every guy I've ever played with.
Yeah. I think, from Kobe, people don't understand, I think you got to go back into when Bean Bryant, his dad, was trying to get into the league or trying to make it in the league. People don't really remember it was 12 rounds of basketball when the draft came. when you had guys in camp that was really and truly trying to fight for a position, it was 50 guys trying to get 12 spots. You know what I mean? And so I think Bean Bryant kind of rubbed off on Kobe and said, hey man, it's a business. And you don't have to take no prisoners. You have no friends. Everyone's trying to take your job. It's all about what you're about. And I think when he came in with that attitude that I don't like nobody. You know what I mean? I don't like nobody. Everybody's trying to take my spot and I'm trying to take yours. And I think that's the thing that really kind of propelled him to be really great. But then he really started, probably like Robert said, realize that he does need his teammates. You know what I mean? He needs those relationships and those interactions to kind of propel him to the next level, and he's done that.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned, just based off what you mentioned about how different things were back in the day, where you could be friends with a guy off the floor, but when it came to on the floor, I'm trying to take your head off. Right. And we'll talk about it later if your head's still connected to your shoulders. Right. So, but in today's game, it's a little different. You got guys, teaming up. You have guys who work out with each other in the off season. They're the godfather of each other's kids and things of that nature. What's your thought process on how things were versus how things are today?
Well, I tell you it was like that because Robert didn't know I was a joker, and I didn't know Robert was a joker. You know what I mean? And I think, you try not to let anybody, your personality at that particular time to get to know anybody. It was all about, hey, how you doing? Boom, keep moving, and then now we get ready to go at it. Robert liked playing against Clyde Drexler. I hated Clyde. I hated me some Clyde. Like me and Clyde used to battle each and every day, you know what I mean? And Clyde didn't know my personality. I didn't know Clyde's personality. And we talk about it now I think me and Clyde started bonding when I retired. and I went over to China, and Clyde was over to China, and then we started talking, and I was like, man, Clyde's a pretty cool dude, you know what I mean? I was like, man, I didn't want to get to know you at all. You know what I mean? It was all, you know, you're trying to let, you know, didn't let guys in. You didn't really let guys in to a certain extent. Even in All-Star games, you know, say hi, you know, here and there, boom, then go your separate ways. But I think today is a little different. Ain't that much physicality. So I guess you can go out to dinner with people, you know what I mean? It was a day where you used to go through the lane, man. You used to get hit by 4 guys. You can't do that anymore. That's called a foul. Yeah, so it's a little bit more of a, you know, it's a different brand of basketball, but I still love to see it and see the guys play, because each and every year, you know, you have someone to kind of rise to the top and see great play.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how much of the league are you watching, you know, so far this season? How much basketball do you get a chance to check out and watch? Yeah,
I watch a little bit. You know, I do the same thing what Rod does with the Lakers. I do with Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
You know, I'm part-time, so I get to watch the Kings. I mean, you know, they're
a lot of great basketball that you're watching.
See?
Don't do that.
You know what I mean? That was a jab. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let that keep going. I ain't gonna say that.
Power through.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, just looking at the Kings, you get to see some young talent, and then also you get to see other guys, and I watch a lot of basketball. I can't believe how Luka Doncic, man, can make those slow moves, man, and be so free.
Yeah.
Back, I'm like, God dang, I mean, man, I would love to try to guard that. I'm just saying, yeah, but no, it's good to see the guys, man. It's good to see the guys having a good time and enjoying themselves. And the league is so much different than it was, but it still continue to keep going up to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm getting old, Mitch, so I forget shit. So we're going to circle back around. We were talking about, you know, Kobe going in the Hall of Fame. And, you know, a lot of people don't know that you're a Hall of Famer. And I know that was a special moment for you. I actually tuned in to watch you. And how nervous were you? Because I've seen you nervous before, but you were sweating big time, dog.
let me tell you before that. So right before we had to go on, we had a little reception before that. And then the guy came up to me and said, okay, you're going to be first. I'm like, what? I'm like, first, man, come on, man, first. So I had been going over my speech, man, and cutting it down because they wanted you to be in a certain time. You know what I mean? And some guys went for hours. And I'm like, man, I'm going to be as quick as I possibly can. So I kept cutting down my speech. And so right before that, I went in the hallway before, you know, everybody sat down, and my whole suit was. I had to take off my jacket, take my shirt off. I'm in the hallway, people walking by. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just. I mean, oh my God, it was cold. I had to go outside. Man, it was. That was the most nervous. I didn't even know what happened. I just blinked out. I really blinked out until at the end. I'm like, oh my God. Thank God that I went first, man, because I was so nervous. Man, yeah, that was nervous.
Who went in with you that year? You remember who was in your class?
Lonzo Mourning.
Okay.
Damn, who else went in there? Man, see, I'm like Robert.
Well, we're all getting old, man. It's cool. Yeah. We're all there.
Lonzo Mourning, that's all I can remember.
Lonzo was there. Yeah.
Yeah, Lonzo was there.
That's funny. We talked earlier when I asked Rob how well he knew you. He said that you probably had one of the hardest jobs in the NBA because you were in Sacramento for years. The Sacramento just struggled. I mean, it was a tough team, but you were obviously the star. You carried a lot of the load for the Kings over the years. How weird is it to go from years of that and then transition to a team like LA and get your shot at a ring and go, okay, so this is how this is supposed to go?
Yeah. Man. So you people don't understand the backdrop of that. So like, you know, I started playing basketball in the 10th grade. So played football all the way up to there. And ever since I started playing basketball, I really never had a losing record. Always won everywhere I went. My junior college team went like 79-9 in 2 years. So I was all about winning. Kansas State, we went to, the Final 8, and I won my game away from Final 4. So I was always winning. So, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I go to Golden State, get drafted, and we're winning. Went to the playoffs and had a couple, I think we needed a couple players to kind of get us over the top. And then I go to Sacramento. Now, brother, this was the hardest thing I have ever went through as far as in sports, man, because each and every night, man, you know that your team was not up to par. And every time you go to another city, man, they're talking about, the doormat is in town. So, hey, you can rest your players, you can do this, you can do that, man. It was really hard each and every night, man, going home, each and every day, like nobody knew it, but I was in that front office every day, man. Like, can you get me the hell out of here?
Oh, wow.
Like, please, man, get me out of here. And they, I should have did what Billy Owens did. I should have not come and then got me out of there. But
you should have threw a towel in someone's face.
Wow.
I should have did what you did, Rob.
Yeah, you want to bring it home, yeah.
You know what I mean? Bring it home. But I don't know. I think I was a young player, and I'm like, man, I still wanted to play. I felt like I was still in the NBA, going to Sacramento, and I just changed jerseys. So I had to put a mindset on it, just like, man, each and every night I just got to go out and play hard, not even look at the score. So it was very difficult each and every night, man, going home, knowing that I can help a team win, and having a lot of, and it wasn't that they didn't have good players, they had young players. And then, sometimes you have teams. That's why it's so important. I feel like people don't understand how you have to have a lot of luck, you have to have a lot of talent, and you have to make sure that you have no injuries. And so when when you play that, in some games, I mean, some years I would come into Sacramento, even though I knew our team wasn't good, and I had to have a mindset and say, man, if we stay healthy,
we got a shot.
If the luck just comes our way, man, we might be all right. You know what I mean?
Pull this off.
Yeah, I had to go in there each and every year to think that way, to kind of keep myself kind of mentally prepared. And so I think for me, I just started saying, man, I just want to be consistent as possible. Even though when I'm on a team, I'm just continuing to go and keep playing hard, keep going at guys, take it personal each and every match, and I didn't know it was going to get me to the Hall of Fame, but thank God it did.
Yeah. And Mitch, it's funny. You talked about, you mentioned health and you mentioned luck. Like we were just talking about, a few minutes ago, talking about this Lakers squad this year where, everybody says, when the Lakers are healthy, all bets are off. They're the favorites, and that's cool. Right. But it's, if they're healthy, we just need to worry about them being healthy. Well, health is a huge thing. Man. You just don't know.
Well, it's huge. And then, just thinking about LeBron James, like this guy has never been unhealthy. You know what I mean? He take care of his body, never had any injuries. Everywhere he's went, he's won. He's helped his team. He helped the city. He put money in everybody's pocket, whatever team he goes to. And to now see him having a little injuries, you can see how lucky this guy was his whole career. Just staying away from that part, and then it tells you he's the best player in basketball. You can tell that his presence not there, just off the court, on the court. You can tell that not the same. It's not the same when you're not healthy, when you can't go out there and perform. And it tells you that you have to have a lot of luck and a lot of talent and a lot of chemistry when you put a team together.
Facts.
You were asking me earlier, Mitch, when's the last time I played? So when's the last time you played?
Oh man, hey, listen, bro. I've been playing, to tell the truth. What happened was I had a hip surgery. Right?
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and I got it's called a hip resurfacing. I didn't get a hip replacement, a hip resurfacing. Mm-hmm. And man, bro, you get all your movement back. But now I'm not going out and play. I'm playing like I'm playing my son. We're playing one-on-one and we're playing 2 games, and let me tell you, man, that's the hardest thing in the world. God, man, your win is not the same, brother. Basketball is so different. Yeah, I can't go up the court, but I can go and stay in one spot. That's
hey, that's what I'm telling them. Like now, my son who's 15 now, I'm like, he just be blowing by me like, I'm like, okay, all right, we're gonna play 5 minutes and that's it.
Daddy's low post, and that's all I got.
Thank you. We played 2 games to 7. And by them 2 games, I'm tired. And if we go, and we've been going 1-1, and he's like, let's play the tiebreak. I'm like, no, I'm good.
You win.
Yeah,
take it back.
Yeah.
Hey, Mitch, you sitting there looking at how is it that something that used to be so easy and effortless is not so difficult?
Yeah.
Listen, I know Robert can attest to this. When I see these guys sometime and I'm watching the court, and I see a guy dunk the ball or he going down the lane and he get hit, I'm like, oh my God, he hurt. He's injured, and he just popped back up. I'm like, God damn, man. His knee buckled, his ankle twist, and he just shakes it off. I'm like, boy, that's that youngness, boy. I'll be in surgery.
Yeah, I do that every time Anthony Davis step foot on the court.
Oh my God.
I mean,
man.
Well, here's, you guys always ask when guys come on, they have stories about me. So I'm gonna tell you a story about Mitch.
Oh, boy.
So we introduced Mitch to something, and Mitch became addicted to it. We introduced Mitch to Garrett's Popcorn, the Chicago mix.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't know where this was going for a second. I was like,
Mitch. So we know when Mitch had popcorn because Mitch would come to the butt with that towel on his shoulder and his popcorn, and his fingers would be all golden. Like, yeah, you must have ordered that Mitch that popcorn. So Mitch was like, you still order it?
Oh, no, not anymore. my son ordered it now. He loves it, so he'll order it. He'll order it now, but I don't do the cheese and the eggs no more, Robert. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I literally love them Garrett popcorn. So I figured hey man, Phil ain't gonna play me tonight. Phil bullshitting. But okay, I'm gonna go over here and get me some Garrett popcorn. I'm gonna enjoy myself. You know what I mean? I take me a little bag on the bench too. So I have the game. I got front row seats on me.
Hey, you gotta have your popcorn for that show.
My popcorn. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Oh man.
Have you guys had Garrett's popcorn?
No, I haven't.
No, not at all.
What?
You have to try Garrett's popcorn. Now, you're going to say that this combination is a little off, but you have to have the cheese and the caramel mixed.
Okay.
It's called the Chicago mix.
Hey, Rob, you got to order something for him, man. It is unbelievable.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah, we're in Atlanta. Most of our food comes from strip clubs down here, so we don't know. No, we don't know. we get wings at the strip club, man. We don't know.
I heard about those wings.
I heard. Yeah.
Very tasty, healthy, in good shape. I heard about those. Yeah. I heard about them wings.
Hey, listen, Mitch. Yes. Before we let you bounce, because we know we don't want to keep you too long, but we're joking about Atlanta. You got to do something actually pretty amazing in Atlanta. You won a gold medal here.
Right.
Talk about that experience of being able to play at the Olympics, and then where's your gold medal? Where do you keep that thing?
I got it locked up over here. I got
it.
No problem. Yeah, man, that was exciting, tell you the truth. Because in 1988, I was on the last Olympic team to come out of college, and we lost it. We didn't get to the gold medal. That was with David Robinson and Danny Manning and all those guys. And so I never thought that I'd have another opportunity to get back because we never know how the rules was going to be. And then they start, inviting pros. And then all of a sudden I had an opportunity to go to the Olympics in Atlanta. And it was amazing because I have a lot of family in Atlanta. My dad lives in Atlanta, was living in Atlanta at the time. A lot of my brothers, a lot of my family members, and my mom and all my other family is from Florida. So they had the opportunity, man, to come and see me in live, you know, and play in the Olympics, man, right in this country and in Atlanta. So it was very, very special, man, to be in Atlanta and playing in the Olympics. You know, it's something I would never, ever forget. Yeah.
All right. You know, it's funny you mentioned the Olympics. You know, I didn't have many goals coming out of college, you know, besides the NBA. You know, one of my goals was to make it to the Olympics. And I said, okay, it's perfect. So 92 was supposed to be my Olympic year. Right. And I was so pissed that they brought in the dream team. So I'm like, no.
I know.
But yeah, that's funny. But you said you got your gold medal over there. Yeah. And you probably got your championship ring over there. But here's a question before we let you go.
Okay.
You remember the championship game? You remember what I did? I ran and got the basketball, and I brought it to you because, you know, I have so much respect and so much love for you, my brother. I made sure you got that basketball. Do you still have that ball, man? Because you don't, I'm coming to your house and we're going to fight.
No. Robert, you don't even remember what happened. You know what I mean? You don't even remember what happened. I wanted to kill Rick Fox. I wanted to choke the shit out of Rick.
What happened?
Okay, so when you brought me the ball, right? You brought me the ball. I'm like, oh man, thanks, Rob. You know, I got the ball. All of a sudden, Shaq came over and grabbed my head, right, and gave me a hug, and somehow hit the ball out of my hand. So when he hit it out of my hand, he was still grabbing it. And fucking Rick came and grabbed it and ran to the locker room. I wanted to fucking kill him, man.
You should have just took it from him.
Hey, man, hey, listen, I saw him on NBA TV and I say, Rick, I just got one fucking thing to say. Like, where's my goddamn basketball? I need that ball, bro. I need that fucking ball back. He like, I wanted to hit him over the head, man. I need that ball. I did not get the ball, Rob.
Oh no!
I didn't know that, man.
No, because you gave me the ball and you went off and did your thing, and then Shaq came over and hugged me, and he hit the ball out my fucking head. And
we gotta get Rick back on and clear this up.
Get Rick back on. He knew what he did, and he ran. You know him. He ran to the locker room like, oh my God, I couldn't catch it.
That sucks. That sucks.
Oh man.
Well, listen, Mitch, we'll let you.
I love you, brother, man.
Yeah, we'll let you run.
Man. Let's get together soon, man. God damn, we keep saying it, but let's get.
I know we got to now, man. So.
Okay. All right, I'll see you. Oh, you got anything?
All right, brother, man.
I'm ready.
No, hey, we gonna get you, Rick, and we gonna get the whole posse back together pretty soon and do that.
Get Rick back on, please.
All right. hey, tell that beautiful wife of yours I said hi, and the kids I said hello, and we gotta break bread here together soon.
All right, no doubt, man. We're in the same city. Let's do it.
All right.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
All right, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you.